Ruth, how do you do it every time? Number one. Hey, Adam. Hey, CHP. Okay, let's see if I can echo this just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay. CHP. Hey, Rick. We got this, yeah? Hey, Ravenclaw. Hey, Dave. Dave Roy. All right, let's see what we got. We've got some intel, a lot going on. Baruch Hashem, thank God. Hey, Island Girl, thanks for this. Sorry for the slurping. Hey, Timothy. I'm trying to get all my, I'm feeling more and more like Rush is always talking, like he has a slight cold. Yeah, it's really a nice view. I mean, I spent yesterday just completely into my view, and then I started to notice that all the windows were disgusting. So that helped me like bring life into focus. In other words, I'm focusing more on the intermediary between me and the view instead of just the view, because I was like so engrossed in the view, I couldn't function. I realized I couldn't sleep at night. I was leaving the blinds open so I can see the view from my bed. I can see the view from my toilet. So I'm like, I realized I have to shut it out. Like at night, I had to pull the blinds down because I couldn't sleep. I was just so excited, even when I was sleeping. I was just so excited. And so then I noticed that the windows were filthy. So I started cleaning the windows, and that kind of brought me out of my stupor of like, I can't believe I'm seeing this all the time. It was just too much, man. So I'm like, I'm trying to put things in perspective, but I'm just so happy to have my own space. And like, I can just, I just focus on the message and nothing else. I don't have to worry about anything else. I ran out of light bulbs. That's, it's like, what do I need? Antoinette, nice, from the Netherlands. Wow. Northwoods of Wisconsin. Beautiful. Hey, Greg. Red pills and rabbit holes. Yeah, man. Hey, Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope Eyes, Trump Girl 616, Love Light, CHP, Rachel Rose, getting ready to our picnic in Delray Beach. Thanks, Rachel Rose. Hey, Greg. Brazil events seem I think nobody really answered my question last night on the chat, but I seem to remember that South and America go together. It would make sense. It's going to be one kingdom. South America, North America, Australia, and some other things are all going to be together. So Brazil is like, it's as if this is happening in Georgia. In other words, it's all part of the whole. It's all part of one kingdom. So if it's happening in Brazil, it's happening in Kansas. Thanks, Diana. Yeah, it's just like, I'm not a burden on anyone. And Canada, no, for sure, Canada. No, I thought you assumed Canada. Yeah, the beach. My son hasn't been here yet, but he did write me yesterday, so that's progress. Yeah, hey, from Minnesota, man. I love the Boundary Waters, by the way. That's one of my favorite places. Yeah, we're becoming one. I mean, there's no question about it in my mind that everything is coming. I get these messages on beautiful women that would telegram me. I'm like, really? The Netherlands a mess. No, Iana, it's a mess everywhere. But it's only a mess if you think of it that way. It's only a mess because they want the normies to think it's a mess. It's not. It's really not a mess. I mean, military getting ready. I mean, listen, they're getting ready in Brazil, they're getting ready everywhere. And this is the big calm that I got today. And this is what I realized about the White Hats. They don't play around. This isn't like, George Bush goes to war, chapter 3. George Bush decides to, this is not that's not called a military operation. That was called, how can I say this in a nice way? No, that's Frig is in German. Do a nasty thing to the people. That was what we're used to seeing the military doing. Like, let's F up the people completely. Let's kill all their young men. Let's take all their money, take all their kids. That's what we're used to seeing as a military operation. We'll tell the enemy when we're going to attack so they won't be there, and they'll be underground in our bases, and everybody will be sharing, can you pass the AC, that red stuff, man? I want to hit. Yeah, don't bogart that chrome stuff, man. I need some. I want some, right? It's about me. That's what that world was about. It was about how much does Mr. Cheney need to own? He needs to own a lot. Didn't you know that? He needs to own it all, man. He and his buddy George. I mean, I bought into it. I thought they were really doing a real thing. That was not called a military operation. That's called effing the people. Big time. Worse than that. I mean, I don't think that the act of making love with someone is an evil thing. I mean, I happen to be brought up to think of it as a very beautiful thing. But this is not what they did to us. Had nothing to do with effing. It had to do with destroying, with murdering, with robbing, with pillaging, with raping, with destroying every aspect of beauty that describes the human being, and everything that's human is beautiful. We are beautiful creatures. We're beautiful. I mean, so I don't know why I got off on this tangent, but I'm just contrasting that with what's about to happen. Okay, I'm going to try to shift this so that. Can I shift this a little bit? Can I shift it? Go like this? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it's like this. This is going to be a real. I don't think I should, like, my head should be in the middle, like what that thing is. And this way you can see the waves. I don't think we can compare this to anything we've ever experienced before. And all the Poiskins, all the theoreticians, all the patriot news, cutting edge news people on all channels. I mean, I love them. You're beautiful, your brothers, and you're serving a slice of humanity that's different from this slice. They've totally missed the boat. They're totally missing the boat. We're about to come into the great awakening. This is the era of Mashiach. This is the Messiah. This is, the time of our redemption has arrived. And I'm sorry to the Chabadniks that you can't hear it from the Rebbe. But the Rebbe said it to you many times, and you just sat there like, yeah, the time of my redemption has arrived. Well, that's nice. No, I'm not judging you guys. I'm sort of making fun, but I'm sort of not making fun. The Rebbe said the Mashiach Messiah is in front of your eyes. All you have to do is open your eyes. He was talking about himself. All you had to do is say, Mashiach, Yechi Melech. It's done. But I'm not talking about that now. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. This is not about the Rebbe right now. It is about the Rebbe. For some people, it's about the Rebbe. For some people, it's not about the Rebbe. It doesn't matter at this point. We do not have disagreements. Humanity does not have any disagreements. We are one. Who the Mashiach is, if he comes with long flowing hair and he looks, kind of like a LGBT, or if he doesn't, or that's not what it's about. It's about opening your eyes. The Rebbe said you just have to open your eyes. The white hats are in control. These guys are not, this is not George Bush goes to war. Part 3, adventure number 1, Dick Cheney goes and takes all their money. Part 2, we send a lot of really brave, incredible soldiers over to die. This is not what this is about. This is a real war against a real enemy. This is the redemption. This is the beginning of the new age, of the age of Mashiach. Now, everybody wants it to be, what do we do now? Oh no, it's terrible. I mean, if you want to watch the movie, I don't watch movies. I stopped watching movies like 40 years ago. Was it 40 already? It can't be 40 years. Okay, let's say 35 years ago. I stopped watching movies. Why? I love movies. I love drinking. I love to drink. I love to watch movies. I love some other things that I won't mention, but I don't get to do them either. Why did I stop watching movies? Because, okay, listen carefully and think about it. I wanted to have my own adventures. I didn't want to watch what some actor. I didn't want to watch I didn't want to watch Harrison Ford go to the Temple of Doom. I wanted to go to the Temple of Doom. I wanted to see the Beis HaMikdash. And I got to have those kinds of adventures. So we are watching a movie now. Read my lips. We are watching a movie. If you want to get all juiced up, like I would get, Harrison Ford, he's about to get shot. Oh, no, I'm scared. But it's not me on the screen. It's somebody else. If you want to get all juiced up you want to say, okay, well, we don't have any, nothing's fair. It's not fair. It's not right. It's like you're watching a movie. You're getting upset about something that doesn't really exist. It's a piece of celluloid. It was. It's a fantasy. You want to get involved in the fantasy. Who's the real president? Who really is the president? Oh my, no. If you want to spend your days in stupidity about a fictional fantasy that doesn't really exist, go ahead. But if you want to go to the real life, you will realize we are in the new age. This is the Great Awakening. All you have to do is open your eyes and say, wow, man, what do I really want to do with my life? I don't like my job. I don't like having to worry. How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to pay the bills on Friday? How am I going to feed my kids? If you want to buy into that movie, it exists for you. You can have that movie. Okay, so I'm on the cutting edge here. I know it, but I'm just telling you the things I'm hearing. Like SGAn came out and said, when the good guys want to take out the bad guys, the whole thing is going to take 4 hours. 4 hours, like The Godfather, which I saw the original Godfather, but I don't think I saw the second Godfather. I don't know if that was the first or second. Now, if we're hearing about that it's going to take 4 hours, when do you think it's going to happen? When do you think it's going to happen? Is it going to happen after the EBS or before the EBS? Is it going to be happening after the 10 days of darkness or before the 10 days of darkness? We're all focused. They got us intentionally focused on the 10 days of darkness and the EBS. Meanwhile, they probably took out the bad boys 3 months ago, or maybe right after the election. They saw who were the bad boys. Okay, you guys, you did this crime twice already? Really? You think we didn't notice? I'm sure if we're hearing about that it's going to take 4 hours, it's already happened. Just like 107 is saying, well, we've had 80% people that are on board for 3 weeks. So what do you think the White Hats are going to do? Well, let's make sure Ellie Weber is really ready for the redemption. Let's make sure that all the kabbalahguru for family members they're ready before we strike. This has been planned for more than 50 years. They're not looking at us. We're the damsel in distress, man. We're sitting in the tower going, help me, help me. They already got it going, man. It's done. The bad guys are toast, I'm sure. Listen, you would not be hearing me right now if the bad guys were in control. Am I putting out a bad guy message? Am I a black hat? I'm saying like, really, I think you ought to, I think you ought to invest in some more Amazon stock. I think that's where the security really is. I think I think you should go out and buy some more cars and really pollute the air up good. No, I'm telling you, like, revolutionary stuff that no one's like, that people have had it takes a lot of it. Listen, I'm being very gutsy right here. But it's only because I'm not smart enough to be afraid of what I'm saying. I'm not conscious enough of my own limitations. I get messages from, I don't know where. It could be PSYOP, it could be, intergalactic messages, it could be God, who knows? But I get, I hear voices and they say like, man, just keep going, doing what you're doing. We got your back. Just keep going. No one's telling you the truth. The truth is the war is, if you're hearing about it, if you know about it, it's over. And like another thing, I was thinking of, and this fits in with this, like if you're thinking to yourself, like I'm talking to myself, I thought to myself, I have XRP. I'm done. I'm good to go. I have XRP, man. I'm going to be a multi-trillionaire. I don't have to do anything else. I could just sit back and watch TV and watch the movie about, this guy, this poor guy. You really think that's the president? You really think that's JB? This is a complete. You really think that was Nancy? Nancy, like she just got like she just changed. Her face looks different. That was Nancy. They took off to jail. Really? I'm sure Nancy has been in jail for 3 years. I don't think Nancy's even. I doubt she's like had a breath of fresh air in years. I think she's probably sleeping with the fishes. All these bad guys. You see Bill Clinton coming out all the time on the camera. Hey guys, nice to see you. It's me, Bill. Bill, yeah. Remember Bill? Yeah. They're gone. But we're watching a movie. When this is the time now, is not to say, okay, man, I got my XRP, man, I got my bags full, I'm good to go. That's not what this is about. This is the time to listen. If you're gonna go on the med bed and lose 30 years, you're gonna have another lifetime. I'm having another lifetime in my 60s. I'm creating myself new. I'm having a ball. My mom's like, when are you gonna retire? I'm like, retire? Are you kidding? I'm just getting started. Retire? The Rebbe didn't even know what the word meant. He says, retire? What does that mean? Retire? So if you got your bags of XRP, mazel tov, good. Now it's time to start dreaming. You don't have prosperity just to have prosperity. You have prosperity to do stuff with it, to produce, to be fruitful and multiply, to grow, to grow with others, to build a new world. The whole world is about to be flipped on its head in a good way. When it's done, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to run around like me, like a,
Hey, Mr. Weber, your last, you're an ineffective teacher according to our standards. You'll never amount to anything.
you really want to live like that? I mean, I lived like that for 20 years. I was like, I can't do anything right, man. I'm not stupid, but I can't figure out how to teach their method. I can't figure out how to be like I can't figure out how to be a box or a rock. Not putting down boxes or rocks, but I'm just rocks. I'm just saying, like, you want to grovel for the rest of your life, for the rest of eternity. You want to, like, well, I got my XRP, so I can I can take a menial job. I don't care, or or I can quit my job and sit at home and drink hot chocolate all day. That's not what this is about. I mean, yeah, you should be able to do that, but the most fun you're going to have is creating. Be fruitful and multiply. Don't look back. Keep moving forward. Create a new world. The hardest part of leaving Egypt, okay, this is from my video today. The hardest part, my bestie got me this cool tea. It's ginger and lemon. I'm still a little clogged up, but I know what to do about it. I'm figuring out. Anyway, the hardest part of leaving Egypt, it's called Mitzrayim, which means the narrow place. It means the matrix. It means the place of your limitations. It means the place where God is my shepherd and I shall lack. Is that really God's world, or is that the world of the Satan? If you're lacking, you're still in the world of the Satan. We're all in the world of the Satan, but we're coming out. The hardest part of leaving Egypt was not leaving Egypt. It was leaving the idea that I am a slave. To cast aside the thought that I'm a slave. What can you do, man? Hey, this is. I'm happy. I got what to eat this week. I'm good to go, man. I'm grateful. Why should I worry? I got it all, man. I had a blanket last night on my bed. I wasn't cold at night. I'm living the life. That's not called being fruitful and multiplying. We are leaving Egypt. The hardest part is leaving mental slavery. They said that when, I've heard in Torah, it says that somewhere in Torah, it says that when the Jews left Egypt, God took away their feelings that they were slaves. But I personally, we now are re-examining this whole story. I don't think we ever left slavery, because if we had left slavery, Pharaoh, who was known to be a reptile, Pharaoh, the reptile, the lizard guy, they let us go, but they didn't really let us go. They took all the ley lines, they stuck all their big buildings up. They reclaimed, maybe they reclaimed from the Tartarians, which I am beginning to think that the Tartarians have the spirit of the Russians, because it's only the Russians who have the real moxie to stand up to these evil cabal types. I'm saying that because I'm meeting a lot of Russians on the beach, and it's so funny because I love these guys, man. I'm a fisherman, so I got to talk to the other fishermen, and there are two types of fishermen I've met so far. There's the Chinese fishermen and the Russian fishermen. The Chinese fishermen, they're like, they know what they're about. They don't even, they open their eyes and they look at me and they're like, yeah, what do you want? Actually, that's not true. They're nice to me. But the Russian guys, invariably, and I work with some Russians in public school, they're like, why are you calling me a Russian? I'm American. I can't imitate the accent, but darling, I'm American. I'm saying, why do you want, anyway, I think, okay, so they took over all the ley lines with these Tartarian buildings, which I think is like the Tartaria, the spirit of Tartaria lives on in the Russian people, because it's only the Russians who were able to kill the snake, because the snake killed the Russians. And now the Russians are going to get their revenge, and all of us with them. That we're going to take out this evil force once and for all, and they will never come back. Our children won't remember that. We don't remember because they've been hidden, but they're very present. Yeah. The Russians, man, I mean, they're in World War II, they saved our butt. I think in World War I, I mean, they're always saving the world. So anyway, the bad boys took all the ley lines. They understand, because they have higher technology, big deal. They're still low creatures. The reptiles only exist on their lower 3 chakras. They're a bunch of behemoths. They're animals. They can eat. They can probably fornicate, and they can, do disgusting things. But they're gone. Oh, my nose. Why does my nose always clog up here? I don't know. Sorry. They're going. But the thing to remember is we have to leave the feeling of being slaves. We have to leave the feeling of like, yeah, I had a sandwich yesterday. I'm good. I'm okay, man. I'm good. I got a place. I got a crib. I got a place. It's like me. I mean, you saw my life, man. I was like, my wife wants to do the dishes while I'm live. I mean, she's in a different world, and I was okay with that for years. I was like, okay, I'll just, and then finally, God, by my own perseverance, by my own sweat and toil, by my own getting up every morning at 3 o'clock for the last 3 years like a maniac and focusing on one thing that I love to do, now I'm, it could be that I'm about to, become prosperous doing this. Now, is this about me? No, it's about you. I wouldn't be here. I don't need to be here. Yes, I do need to be here because I need you. I couldn't be here without you, but we're doing this together. But, don't kick back and say, man, I got my bags of XRP, man. I'm going to smoke up now. Everything is good to go. I don't think that's what this is about. I think it's a time to put down the pipe. If you really need it, I don't know. I don't know. I had to put down the drinking. I'm not saying for you. You have to decide for yourself. I'm not saying you should all go cold turkey or anything like that, but you should be fruitful and multiply. I think. I mean, I don't want to say should because it sounds like a command, but this is an era where we're going to get to live our dreams. So we should live them. Like I said, if SGAn is telling us it'll take 4 hours, man, you can bet your booties that it's been done months ago or weeks ago or days ago. And if 107 is saying, yeah, 80% of people are ready for 3 weeks, and we're waiting for the EBS.
Any day now, any day. I think it's coming. Yeah. I'm just waiting. I'm not doing anything until the EBS hits. I'm not doing anything until the blackouts. I don't think that's the way to go. Go for it, man. This is a time of dreams. Everybody else is sitting here scared. We are, yes, I agree with you, Katie. We are our new ley lines, right? The old ones, maybe the old ones will wake up. I don't know about the old ones. I don't know about anyone, as my guru would say, others? You mean there are others here? It doesn't matter how many awake. It doesn't matter what you want to figure out with your mind. All that matters is that you're awake or that I'm awake. All that matters is that I'm awake and I'm doing what I can to spread the word or
like I said, I think if you go to the grocery store with a smile on your face and you make somebody else smile, then you've done a really big thing. Just to get out of yourself, get out of your own, if you want to be miserable, the way to be miserable is to think about yourself all the time. Like, am I really getting what I need? What do I, if you get into your needs, man, that's a sure recipe for misery. I mean, I've been there. I've done that. If you start doing for others, that's what it is in the 12 steps. The 12 steps, which is how I discovered God, was through the 12-step program. It says that, I think it's the 12th step or the 11th. Yeah, the 12th step. So I think it's the 12th step. One of those steps says something like, you can't keep it if you don't give it away. You got to be helping others or you're not going to be able to stay sober. And so too with life, you're not going to be able to stay happy if you're not like trying to do for others. And that's the world we're coming into. It's going to be good for people who like to do for others. You're not going to have to worry, oh my gosh, you ripped me off again. I mean, I've been ripped off humongously by these criminals. So what? Move on. Me. I'm just saying me. So I have to remind myself to just keep going. Anyway, okay, so let's go to the intel. I'm sorry, it was such a long rant. But you're going to get irritated in the beginning, KG. Not smoking is really hard. I think that's the hardest one to give up. For me, it was hard. It's much harder than heroin. Heroin was easy to give up compared to smoking. But you got to do it. I mean, I used hypnotism. I mean, that's my go-to thing. I had to leave my second wife to quit smoking. That's how hard it was for me. I said, I'm not going to be able to stop because she smoked. And I said, you know what? I'd rather live than be with her. My choice. It's really hard. You know what? You know what got me, Frank? I got tired of quitting. I quit so many. I was like, I'm quitting more than I'm smoking. So it's like total misery. You just have to make up your mind. It's not easy. I don't know. I mean, it's so addictive, that stuff. But you know what? Maybe this will help you, Frank. I mean, because I've been addicted so many times to so many different things and still continue that way. I got to figure out where to clear my nose during these broadcasts. I don't know how to do it. I mean, I know how to clear my nose, but it's pretty disgusting. Maybe the water will help. Maybe it's the ginger in the tea. The thing about addictions is it's not the addiction itself. It's the thinking about the addiction. In other words, if you're a smoker, all you're ever going to think about, all you're ever going to think about is, am I quitting? Am I starting? When can I smoke? When can I not smoke? That fills your thoughts. So if you're in the process of quitting, you will never get to think about anything else. Just think about that for a while and then decide what you want to do. That's what it came down to for me. We're drinking. I wasn't such a terrible alcoholic. I was a little obnoxious at times, but I was pretty well contained. I was a controlled alcoholic. I only drank on Saturday and Wednesday, sometimes, maybe Thursday, but mostly on Saturday. But I spent the whole week thinking about it. What kind of IPA am I going to have? I'm going to buy the IPA that was made by angels in heaven. It's going to be the best IPA ever. It's going to be so good. It's going to be made with the finest hops from a little hill in California that nobody knows about. It's going to be such a rare beer. So I'm thinking about it all week. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about what are you doing with your life? You're a slave to these reptilian administrators in the Department of Education. Their boss is a lizard. Ultimately, if you go high enough up the food chain, I didn't know that at the time, but now we know. So yeah, you got to be easy on yourself. Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, Rick, yeah, I'm not saying it was cold. Oh, yeah, okay, let's try that. Oh, I can feel it already. I think my nose just cleared up. Amazing. Thank you. That's probably what I needed. Yeah, I was in IPA consciousness, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that it's the thinking that's worse than the I'm going to do it from the other end just so that that way that chain won't shake. But anyway, so that's it. I don't mean to go off on. I'm sorry if I went on a rant. Okay, so let's go back to yeah. The dragon kept growing. Yeah. You should with DD. Then you should. I mean, I worked on this project for months. You guys saw me. I mean, I was talking about leaving my wife 2 years, 3 years ago. It's taken me decades, 2 decades to leave my wife. I finally got up. I finally just said, and she said, "Get out of here." And I said, "Okay." I was like talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. And then finally God said, "Okay, it's go time, man." And it's going to be the same way with this great awakening. We're sitting here, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. And suddenly it's going to be like, OMG, we're in the new world. And that's what I'm trying to say is that it's the thinking about slavery that's more dangerous than the actual slavery itself. So when you reach a point, you just say, like, you know what, man, I'm free. I'm free. I can do whatever I want. The IRS is a construct. It's an illegal organization. Just saying, I'm not an investment advisor, God forbid. But, yeah, it's better. Anyway, let's get to some intel. It's good to open windows, yeah. Hospitals all do that, yeah. Too many days. No, we had sunshine yesterday. Okay, yeah, I'm not apologizing. I'm just telling you, man. Get the best life you can. I'm not talking about a Lamborghini. I'm just talking about whatever it is you want. If you want us to live on the beach, live on the beach. It took me years, it took me decades to realize this. Now I can't even believe I have to pinch myself. Am I really alive? Is this really happening to me? I'm like, yeah, I did it. And this is just for all of you. We are coming into an era where we will be able to live free and prosper. Ley lines. The ley lines are being liberated, I'm sure. Yeah, it's hard, man. Rational mind riot. Yeah, I mean, I got into things too. Intel, yeah. Let's go to the Intel. I'm sorry. Many apologies, but there's a lot coming out. That's the point. But I just want to get everyone ready for the big switch, which has already happened. It's already happened. If we're hearing about it, if they're saying, "Well, gee, there's going to be a blackout soon," it's like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my computer is already. There's something different about it. Okay, wait, where's Tyrone? Here we go. Okay. All the messages and texts from HB's iPhone located on his laptop. Yeah, we know all that. 433 conversations. Are you ready? American patriot, are you ready? Yeah? Are you ready? That's the question. Are you ready? Are we ready? Yes, we are. Okay, everything is coming out. They're saying the thing with the pizza is coming out. Pizza exposed. 5D full disclosure 17. What's this about? It says the universe is made out of energy. It is not made out of matter. What does quantum physics? They call it a field. They call it a field. What is the definition of a field? Invisible moving forces that influence the physical world. That's the same definition of spirit. Quantum physics emphasizes an invisible field as primary to the physical world. Okay? This is all on Tyranny. Here's the thing about a big ship and a wave. Okay. I'm just going to try to go quickly with this. Okay, so someone who reads German, would you translate this cover letter? Okay, it says CYM. I don't want to say it, but it's the AC Corp. The CYM Caring Corp. Caring is youth. Youth is money. Money is freedom. They're talking about AC, the drug AC. Freedom for kids, right? Yeah? Okay. Nice people. Music is about to stop. That's interesting. What does that mean? Music is about to stop. That's post 2262. This is post 51. I've watched as society has been effectively addicted to MSM, apps, social media, games, music, all propaganda. And the moment you try to open anyone's eyes, you are shunned, being dumbed down, weakened, or groomed for passivity and stupidity through food and their addictions, like calf literally being fattened for a slaughter. And with all the race war propaganda and pizza thing possibility, I became suicidal because I can't stand that no one will open their eyes and are being manipulated hard. I hope with all my heart that Mr. T is going to make good on his promise. And I would have to love to serve on the administration, but okay, so this is a letter like saying how horrible things are. Dear Patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive who are all dedicated to the eradication of evil and corruption from the U.S. world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The White Hats. Okay, it's happening. You know, whether I want to see it or not doesn't really matter. You know, the train has left the station. I've received a large amount of flak mail about 2.5 weeks ago for what many believe to be an inaccurate reporting on the Brazilian election situation. I stand by what I informed each of you. The Brazilian military caught it all and moved into action silently immediately after the Brazilian election. It is now coming out that members of the Bolsonaro family traveled to Mar-a-Lago immediately after the election and met with POTUS. What did they discuss? Okay, they Eric T., Mr. T's son, went on X22 report and stated, my father has executed more rhinos than anyone while cleaning the swamp, and then made a horrified expression like something important just slipped. Right? Did you get that, man? It's like, what are we waiting for? maybe it's already happened. My father has executed more rhinos than anyone else while cleaning the swamp. Interesting. The media is totally imploding on, I don't know what TS. They are starting to eat their own. The gist of what I'm finding out is that Patel Patriot and Kate Awakening were outed as being Mossad. It's only a matter of time before they figure out who Jordan Slather, Brian Cates, and Tracy Beans are. I don't know what this is about. This is on Truth Social. We the media should change its name to We the Mossad. The whole thing is a honeypot, truly a gatekeeping, gaslighting division operation. Children of the cult. The eye of Zoran has turned on itself. I'm going to expose it all. Thank you to all the intel agencies who took the bait. I leaked them, for reacting the way you all did when I dropped the video yesterday. I see you all now. This Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for seeing the truth. Use me, Lord, until there's nothing left of me. Okay. This Greek monster, the significant figure of the propeller club, port of Piraeus, Greece, cruising and shipping industry. Red Cross, all that good stuff. All these bad boys, man, they're all going to be exposed. Twitter, Starlink, Signal. Got that? Twitter, from Twitter to Starlink to Signal. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like something different about my computer. I feel like it's already it's running smoother. Like it seems to understand. I don't know. Twitter will adopt the Signal protocol for encrypted DMs. See note referring to the Signal protocol inside of Twitter. Okay, so Twitter and protocol and Signal and Twitter. Okay. Mr. Poole, I hear, is back. There's a picture of like Mr. Poole, a smiley face with the wreaths around it. What's this? It's a knight with a snake under its feet. And there's a Mr. Poole drop of a microphone being ready. So that must mean that POTUS is about to come back, maybe? I don't know. Or, the microphone, the big voice, right? The EBS. Same day as Poole Elon Trust post. Says Mr. T was planned and so was Q. 17. Okay, here's a big post. They're saying that there are complex tunnel systems under ASU in Arizona. A complex tunnel system connects all of Tempe together. I witnessed with my own eyes children. Salvation Army goes deeper. Military personnel. Tempe City Hall, which is an upside-down pyramid, has a tunnel. The tunnel connects to the Salvation Army, et cetera, et cetera. You can figure out where that one's going. Great moments in Sean Bridges, a corrupt Silk Road investigator. I'm 90% sure this was a plot line in Boardwalk Empire. I don't know what that is, some kind of movie, I guess. Tesla debuts in phone industry with Tesla Pi phone. After being successful in the car industry, Tesla decided to step up their game by stepping into the field of mobile manufacturing, according to rumors. Tesla will launch its first phone in December 2020. So the Tesla phone, the Tesla quantum phone, is about to come out. If the records become unsealed, much will be revealed. Watch the news for Rachel Chandler. Breaking news, Rachel Chandler goes mainstream. Oil London went on Great Britain News and discussed the link between Balenciaga and modeling agent Rachel Chandler. Okay, I don't want to go into that, but I'll put that on the Intel channels for those of you, for inquiring minds who want to know about that kind of stuff. Their names and ages of some of the victims of the KABBALAH, the little ones. Okay. The event, watch the water. They're saying Zionists created the Nazis. It's all cabal. I would say the cabal created the Nazis, not the Zionists. I think that's a mistake. Yes, the strings, Marxist, fascists, Antifa use the Nazi flag. They do not even know, all created to, make sure that there were less people here. World War I, World War II, you can figure where that one's going out. There's a chat, save the date, November 27th, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Captain Kyle Patriot roundtable discussion with Captain Kyle, Major Freddie, Tyron A, and SGAn. That might be worth checking out. How do you recognize propaganda? Can't tell if it's a funny meme or communist propaganda. It's intentionally incorrect or misleading information to disrupt or influence any sphere of national power, informational, political, military, or economic. Oh, false flag. What's a false flag? A hostile or harmful action, such as an attack, that is designed to look like it was perpetrated by someone other than the person or group responsible for it. I didn't know that. A false flag, did you guys know that? A false flag is intentionally made to look like somebody else did it. I didn't do it. They did it. Look over there, not over here. We've been trying to help you for years now. Soon it will be time for you to help others. God's got this, and he's got you too. The wartime presidency, part 5. Why did Scotus punt on selection fraud? The wartime presidency. For those asking if Mr. T is really in charge, the last two posts above explain this, and everyone has to decide for themselves, do they follow along and get, or do they stand on their own research and stand on the values and the rights of the people? The Constitution is the oath they swore to defend, domestic or foreign, period. Mr. T is commander-in-chief. The military is running the show. T is only being an advisor to keeping to the plan. He has had to separate himself from the situation so that when the military finally steps in, it can't be coming from Mr. T. He must appear as if he is still fighting along like he has been doing all this whole time. It's all optics, and he must stay neutral. Commander-in-Chief of the United States military, power to replace senior officials within crucial government positions, departments, who can't then replace senior, mid, low-level positions, trickle-down replacement, power to appoint Supreme Court justices, power to enact laws by EO to combat and protect own people. Mr. T, protect our people, power to declass, crucial docs to provide the public with the truth, transparency, power to give back, power to the people as intended by our founders, leaders of the free world. Interesting. EO, Executive Order 13961, has an entire section on secure comms. Mr. T amended Obama's EO, and by doing so removed the interagency process for emergency comms through the exact system FEMA now says can be hacked. So EO 13961 is a COGEO based in context on war and national defense. Is FEMA setting the table to claim hack if devolutionary comms come out? I don't know. Here is FEMA continuity of government, full document. This has been an ongoing operation for much longer than most of us have known about it. The plan is and has always been in place, and we will soon be free. Free for the first time in our lives. True freedom is coming. Don't trust me, trust them, man. True freedom is coming. You don't have to wait for the EBS. I mean, yeah, that'll be nice. It'll be nice when it comes, but I say, man, just be like Nokshan. Just keep going. Build your life. Build your community. Build your friendships. Build. Just build, man. That's for me. I mean, I love creating. I love doing things. Most of my life I've been told, Ellie, really, you're not really, I don't think you're really up to this, why don't you go take a rest? Why don't you go out, drink a beer, They'd like it for you to like smoke a cigarette. Go smoke a cigarette. I think it's a good idea, really, just take care of yourself, of course. Yeah. No. Leave the driving to us. Let us do everything, we'll take care of you. You know how that turned out. The aircraft is an HP-1A, sure, but no coincidence they choose to make the call sign HP-1A. Your power is so strong that whatever you believe comes true. You are the way you are because that is what you believe about yourself. Your whole reality, everything you believe, is your creation. Namaste, okay? It's not my words, man. You are what you are, what you want to be, what you think you are. Here's a story that I'm gonna share this on the Intel channel because I don't have time really to. I don't think I have time to really get into this. Well, what time is it? 12:03. Okay. All right. I'm really not seeing the kind of intel. I mean, I think we're getting to the point where like the intel is. It's nice, but your instincts are better. This is just a lot of stuff. Here's a post, important message. Focus, focus, ascension. 4,963. That's a 17 post. Focus, focus, ascension. That's just for me. I don't have to tell you guys to ascend, but I have to try to ascend. I have to do it for me. You know, if you want to do it for you, I support you, man. I think it's a good thing. Why not? What else we got to do? Worry about our habits. I got to worry about what do I have to worry about? Okay, this is probably a really good way to end this up. This is from Marilyn Chambers. Patriots and Frog family, we have covered so very much over the past few years. We think we are prepared as much as possible, but I need to warn you, you will be shocked at so much that will be outdated during the reveal. There is just no way to prepare you completely for what is to come or what you will learn. There are some atrocities beyond atrocities I hope you never actually see. It's enough to hear about them to make sure this kind of ugliness and brutality never happens again. There is just nothing that any one of us can do to totally prepare you. But at least you frogs and patriots will recover faster than those who have to learn everything at once. Why did we get into this? Initially, it was to save the children, but then we realized that in addition, we needed to be the distraction to the deep state that the white hats needed to finish cleaning up the deep state trash. We learned so very much about trafficking, AC, the drug AC, and what these sick bees had to do. Oh my God, we opened our eyes to so much atrocities and realities that we never dreamed of. We knew we had to do our part in bringing down these monsters. The deeper we dug, the more horrifying things we discovered. We set ourselves to the task of revealing the truth to any and all who would listen. We awakened so many. We knew we had to do whatever we could do to help shine our light on our slavers. We did. We are here. Please don't take this message as negative. Just the opposite. We did what we thought of as impossible. We were always one of the most powerful T cards in the whole white hat card deck. Oh, believe me, wait until you see President T play his really other big T card. Many may have guessed what it is already. It's going to be awesome. I have no idea what it is. Last night, Captain Kyle had a very in-depth, heartfelt broadcast. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it, I suggest you sit up and listen to it, all of it. He provided such clarity about the mission. Here are some links. I'll put this on the Intel channel. This goes on and on. Let me just while I'm thinking about it, I'll put this on the Intel channel. You guys can read it. It's your homework assignment. Okay. Believe me, it truly is worth a listen. Okay. Mar, you are breaking your own rule and openly promoting another channel, very simply because these frogs have the ability to deliver intel and insight that needs to be out there to provide. Okay, so you guys can find your stuff. We were born at this time in history to take the world to the next age. We are God's chosen warriors. At this point, there can be no doubt in your mind that this is true. Stand tough, hold the line tighter than you ever did, brace for the incoming events. But know our lives will be changed for the better when this part of the mission is over. The future will be ours. We will have gained our freedom. We are Flynn's frogs and fully reliant on God. God does love us. Never again doubt that. We are where we go one, we go all. Where we went one, we went all. Where we will go one, we will go all. God has blessed us all. Okay, that was, I think it was more. Okay, this is all just fitter fodder. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't see anything really what I would call essential information. This is good. Cognitive dissonance stands in the way of many. The drive to defend their beliefs, old and new. I think we read this last night, but I'm going to read it again. Let me just get a card to help me stay on task. If you question them, they get angry. We read this before. I've gone through this phase myself. It sometimes takes a shock to break the programming, which is why this campaign against the dark players on this planet is taking so long. Humanity has been programmed to believe the strangest things. The three-letter organizations starting with a C and their mentors, the Orion Greys, know well that the sometimes fragile psychiatric condition of programmed humanity. Have they been conditioned over thousands of years to attack anyone or anything that is the least bit out of alignment with what they believe? We read this before. Lie is in the middle of the word, of course, of alignment. When someone is ready to trust their own intuition and not rely on what is fed to them from the outside, then and only then. First, they must question their own beliefs and what they have been told. Breakthroughs must come eventually. Meanwhile, hold your ground gently. Some humans are like traumatized children who are unable to think critically and to feel when the resonance of an idea is off. Now we can only hold these disabled ones in compassion and stand aside. The Orion Greys, they're saying it. And here's a picture of Jasara. Jasara is mentioned several times. This is all, this is not new. Let me just go. I just want to check out one other channel. I'm sorry, this end up, because this is just lots of things are happening behind the scenes. I'll keep you updated all week. What can I tell you? Oh, there are many who don't believe in the de-evolution plan or don't believe it's been activated or not. That doesn't matter now. As we head into storm, nothing can stop what is coming. What I can tell you is Mr. T is going to save the US with hidden technology and energy that is going to shock the world in its second term. Elon, Mr. T, Space Force, Tesla. T isn't lying. The best is yet to come. I think that's a good place. Let me just try one. I just want to try cue the I could try Whiplash is just all right. I'll try Whiplash. Assets. So about assets. China. as explained, China are no longer CCP. That's very important to know. It's not the Chinese Communist Party in control anymore. Just like in Brazil, man, the bad boys are out. The BRICS nations are all coming together. You know what? I can do this without the intel. Watch the water. The Zionists created the Nazis. No, it wasn't the Zionists. It was the mafia, Khazarian mafia, not the Zionists. The Zionists are Jewish people who think that the state of Israel is a cool thing, which it is. It's not, you know, they're using this word Zionist. It is not Zionist. And these people, they're supposed to be well educated. This is coming from whiplash again, whiplash. I mean, we talked about this before, about you using the Christ thing all the time. This is a very incorrect and beneath you to use the word Zionist. Get it straight, whiplash. You're not stupid. If you're this stupid, why am I investing in all your platforms? I hope you hear me. I'm sure you hear me. If somebody hears it, send this to whiplash. It is not about the Zionists. It is about the Khazarian mafia. How many times do we have to tell you? It is not a Jewish thing. This is not the Zionist. That is the wrong word to use, whiplash. Get it straight, man. You guys are supposed to be white hats. You're supposed to be the good guys. Get the terminology right. Khazarian mafia. Hello, cabal. It is not the Zionists, okay? The Zionists did not create the Nazi party. Believe me. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't understand it. We're coming to the Great Awakening. These guys, the white hats, are leading the way, and they're still fumbling over their shoelaces. You know, here I'm telling you, the world, that you are the greatest. This is the greatest military enterprise that's ever been undertaken, and you're acting like little school children. You're like, you didn't do your homework. What? You didn't do your homework? Whiplash? I think I'm going to send a note home to your mommy. Anyway, these guys are still noodling around with. They can't seem to find their, you know, they have two hands and they can't seem to find where. Anyway, they'll get it. Whip, I know you. I know you're capable more. I don't mean to be harsh with you, but how many times do we have to tell you guys? You know, don't do it. Don't say it's Zionist. Say Khazarian mafia. It's a big difference. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. It's not with you guys, but the white hats. You know, the white hats are really doing a great job, and we respect and love them. That they can't figure out, like, maybe they need a new dictionary. Maybe they didn't go to school. They went to the wrong school. Maybe they went to one of the schools where I taught, and that's why they can't get it straight. But this is you know, this is not forgivable. You guys, I mean, you've been given chance after chance after chance to get it right. We even had Megan, the star seed woman, saying it was a Zionist. I mean, she apologized and made up for it. Whiplash. I mean, you cannot put this on your post. Zionists created the Nazis. It's all cabal. Yes, the strings. Marxist, fascist, not Zionist. Cabal. It's all cabal. You read your own thing. Just read your stuff, man. Come on. Get it together. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but the bottom line is that we're coming into events that are going to shock the world. I don't think you guys are going to be shocked. I just don't believe it. Too much caffeine, yeah. I had too much caffeine, maybe. Maybe it was me, or maybe it was them. No more coffee. No, but I mean, we have discussed this many times, and we keep seeing the same mistake over and over. And I have to report back to Gila, and Gila's going to be like, Ellie, man, you let this go? Guru, you let Whiplash get away with this nonsense. It's not funny. It's not excusable. It's not polite. Many millions of Jews have died at the hands. And then you're going to say this, we just killed ourselves. There's a huge difference between the Khazarian mafia and the Zionist. Huge. And I'm not excusing, the Khazarians, not in any way. But it's time that the world stop blaming the Jews for what's coming out of the Vatican. Hello. Is it coming out, okay, maybe the Mossad's in on it, maybe the Vatican's in on it, but Zionist, come on. Anyway. Maybe a bad person it may be, but it's still being posted. It needs to stop. I mean, first they were badgering us with everything was Christ, Christ, Christ. That's not what the New Age is about for Jewish people. It's wonderful that it's about Christ for people who believe in Christ. We don't. Jewish people don't believe in that stuff. I'm sorry. Islamic people, they sort of believe it. I don't know, but the point is that we have to be able to get along. We have to come together. Where we go one, we go all. You can't just say, okay, we're all going. All Christians can come now into the promised land, but the Jews, nah, maybe not. Really? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Whiplash can find another a press releaser. These are serious posts here, and these are, let's see. Yeah, I see the picture of the N flag and the Antifa flag. What does that have to do with Zionism? I can't figure it out. But yeah, maybe I had too much coffee. I don't want to end on a bad note. I mean, the bottom line is that we're all going into this together. Another bottom line is that there are not a lot of Jewish people that are broadcasting now. So I'm kind of, me and Gila and maybe Frank Zelenko and a handful of others, there's not a lot of us in this who have a voice here. But to just cut us off. I mean, I'm a Zionist. I believe in the state of Israel. So that makes me a Nazi, really? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, it's not about religion. That's what I'm saying. It's like, this is not about religion. This is about humanity. This is about one humanity marching forward against the cabal, right? Against the cabal. This is the real war. And to say Zionist, you lost me there. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a bad note. You're right. I did have too much coffee. I'll try to make up for it. Maybe I'll go for a run. Maybe I'll jump in the ocean to cool me down. But let's see if there's anything else. Let me try one more channel. I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry that I got upset, but it's like, how many times do we have to go through this? It's like, we'll just throw, it's just the Jews. We'll put the Jews under the bus. It's not that big a deal, Jewish people, they got all the money, right? Yeah, all that nonsense. Tell my friends, man, who was standing on the bread line at the food pantry, that they got all the money. How money from Bill Gates and FTX bought scientific silence. Okay, that's that. I'm going to put that on the Intel channel because that's pretty cool stuff. Why did the head of FTX, why did they put a Jewish guy up there? I don't know. Yeah, this is old news. Okay. Oh, this is interesting, though. This is really important. Snowden reveals HARP global assassination agenda. I'm not going to read this because this is too hot, but I'll put it on the Intel channels. They have ways.
We have ways of dealing with people like you.
complain about using the word Zionism. No, God forbid. Anyway, listen, man, this is all kumbaya. This is about putting aside our differences and walking together to say, to make a slip like that. This is supposed to be the leader of the world. We're talking about Whiplash is supposed to be, reshaping the whole financial system for the globe, for the planet. And then for him to put it on his channel that the Zionists created the Nazis. Zionist. He didn't say cabal created the Nazis. He said Zionist. That is inexcusable. Megan, if you're listening to, man, all I know there are 900 people here, and there are probably about 10,000 people are going to hear this. It is not the Zionists. Read my lips and do your homework, okay? It is the cabal, the Khazarian mafia. There is a big difference, my friends, and I hope that you will soon put that in your lexicon and start to use it in your speech. Okay? You don't want to have an angry Brooklyn thuggish school teacher after you throwing gang signs at you and threatening to buy your building if you don't do the homework, right? If you don't do the homework, I'm going to buy your building. Raise the rent. Yeah? Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, it's just too many times we're having to repeat the message over and over again. Somebody like some
I'll get those Jews. We'll just call the cabal Zionist. They'll end up in the oven one way or another. They don't have to go anymore to Treblinka. All they have to do is this. That's why why is Israel one of the most heavily medicated countries in the world? Because we're looking out for the Jews. We're so careful with the Jewish people. I'm not saying the Jews are without fault, but if you look at us as a community, man, I don't know. You guys have to, I mean, I'm singing to the choir. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's just forget it. We'll just move on and hope that Whiplash comes to his senses. Whiplash and Megan and Patriot, Street Fighter, and all these other people that want to, confuse. It was just a word. We just got mixed up. We weren't sure if it was Zionist or cabal. Really? Come on, man. This is a party for all humanity, not just one group. I hope. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway. What do you mean, Deborah? Freemason talk will lose your channel. What do you mean Freemason talk? Is this Freemason talk I'm doing? I don't think the Freemasons are in control of YouTube anymore. I think the white hats are in control. I mean, that's what Mr. Trump, even Mr. Trumpster, the Darren, sorry, Mr. Trumptastic said. He said it wasn't the black hats that took him down. It was the white hats. No, you're wrong, Love Light. This is not just, it's not cleaning up this is an issue. We're talking about 6 million people. 6 million people. Could be an issue, Could be an issue, right? You don't think I should get upset about it? Maybe not. Maybe I should just forget about it. You're right. You know what? 6 million people. China, no biggie. People are still in the dark, yeah. Anyway, I'm sure Whip will get the message, and I'm sure, all these people, all the patriots, really, the patriots have to be clean and pure, or it's not going to happen. Well, we're defeating evil. We can't defeat evil with evil. We have to defeat evil with good. And good means you're positive Scott McKay knows the difference. Well, I think he talked to Gila, so he knows the difference.
because Gila told him the difference. But why is it left to me and Gila to tell people they're not Zionists? Read my lips. They are not Zionists. They are Cabal, Khazarian Mafia. There's a big difference. Anyway, I listen, I'm just saying, you guys can do what you want with it. Everybody has to make their own decision. But I hope the leadership in this movement will, really, I don't want to distrust Whiplash. I don't know. I don't want to start division. It's just a simple thing. It's a very simple thing. It's not complicated. Just stop calling the cabal Zionist. That's all. One word change. I'm not asking you to change your philosophy. I'm not asking you to think outside the box. I'm not asking you to, climb a building or go for a swim, anything. Just change one word. One. Zionist is not the same as Khazarian Mafia, period. Period. Okay, very simple. Right, but this is the last war, and this is the war against divisions between people. This is a war for unity. And we're not going to have unity if we can't remember, oh, gee, did I call you by a bad word? Did I call you the N-word again? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It just slipped, no biggie. You're not mad, are you? Nah. No, it's okay, man. It's okay. Anyway, yeah. So we'll talk about, hopefully this, I won't have to see this when I read the intel reports anymore. I'm sure these people, my voice reaches tens of thousands of people. So I'm sure somebody will tell, hey, Whip, by the way, Kabbalah Guru, that little guy over there in New York, he said, he just informed us that Khazarian Mafia is not the same as Zionism. I had no idea. Really? This is news to me. Really? I didn't know that Zionists weren't Khazarian Mafia. So yeah, we might have to change our vocabulary. Right? Yeah. I don't think it's that big a deal. I can't, I don't know who this guy is. I'm just saying, man, this is read by tens of thousands of people, by hundreds of thousands of people. He's got 200,000 subscribers, and he should know better. They all should know better. I know the white hats are listening to this, and I love you guys, man. I love you like brothers. We're in the same fight together. So don't diss our people. Don't diss any people. It's not just Jews. If it's okay to do it to the Jews, well, let's do it to the Hindus, After all, they like cows, man. They worship cows. So, they're Taoist. We got to come together. This is unity. This is kumbaya. This is love. This is quantum. This is a vibrational energy. We're taking over the ley lines. And yeah, it's just, I can't let it go. I can't let it slip. Gila's grandmother and grandfather were in camps. I know a lot of people whose whole families were wiped out by one word. There's a lot of bad things have been happening, but let's at least keep our end clean. United States general admits the deep state exists. Former attorney Bill Barr confirmed during an interview with PBS last week that Americans who claim a so-called deep state of bureaucrats operating virtually independently behind the scenes of any administration is real and not a fabrication of tinfoil hat-wearing conspiracy theorists. So that's good. So people are coming around, Bill Barr admits. Anyway, I don't mean to get mad, but yeah, we got this. We're going to walk forward together. We're going to walk together in light and in love and in peace and in understanding and in we do. Listen. I know I'm singing to the choir. I know you guys all get it, and I'm sorry I had to lose it for you. But I'm just like, I have to read this. I love these posts. We're getting all the information. The 200,009 sealed indictments is about to be released. These indictments pertain to those who are involved in creating 911, these things, and all kinds of bad stuff. We're going to find out the truth of what really happened on the planet. So let's get the truth right, okay, guys? Simple thing. Just if you mean Khazarian Mafia, just say Khazarian Mafia or Cabal. I mean, even Cabal is offensive to me because I enjoy and I use the Kabbalah in my religious practices, in my thinking, in my philosophic, in my spiritual life. So even Kabbalah is pretty offensive. Just call them Khazarian Mafia. Just call them the bad guys, even, or the deep state, or the Illuminati, or the lizards, or the Orions, or the black hats. The black hats, yeah, man. So anyway, that's it. No biggie. I can get over it. Play a song. I think I'm out of juice. I'm a little on edge. I'll try to play tonight, okay? I know I keep promising. Yeah, I need to chill down. It's not Kabbalah. Yeah, it's the Kabbalah. I know, but even that using the word the Kabbalah is even a little bit sinister. It's nice, right, Chris? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Thank you. You guys are good. Yeah, that was a bot if I ever saw one. Yeah. Well, that's the that's the thing to get mad for me to get mad about. That's the that's the that's the that's the head of the snake for me. I mean, there are not a lot of Jewish voices out here, and if I don't catch it, Gila doesn't catch it. It just goes by. So that's a no man's land for me. But you guys have to decide for yourself. But I think if we I think it's okay for us to get a little bit touchy. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not portraying myself as the Prince of Peace or this this like messianic type person. I am a human being. I'm flesh and blood, man. And I never denied that I have issues. I never tried to put myself off as like this, perfect guru. And, I levitate in the morning and I come down from the mountaintops and give sermons to you guys. I'm a flesh and blood person. And so are the Jewish people. They're regular folks, man. They got to put bread on the table. They struggle with jobs. They have a hard time sending their kids to school because they got to go to private schools. And now they're trying to close that, they're trying to like squeeze us out of the private schools and say we have to teach LGBT to our kids. I mean, we got the same issues that everybody else has. We're in this together. This is a fight against evil. This is good versus evil. And in this fight, the Jewish people can help. I mean, we have a strong tradition. So do the Christians, so do the Muslims. We all have it. But the Cabal would love the Cabal. The Khazarian Mafia would love for us to fight with each other. The deep state would love for us to fight about these things. We don't need to. That's the whole point. Yeah, it's all good. Jewish people, You know, I mean, we got guys. Listen, I like a lot. You know, we have white collar criminals. We have. You know, I'm not saying we don't. I mean, we get tempted with these people are supporting families with 12 and 15 kids, and they got to send them to yeshiva. You know what the yeshiva costs for a year for a kid? You're talking. You know, I mean, I'm not saying we're perfect, but to blame us for what happened in Germany, that's what they were saying. It was just said that Zionists started the NAZI movement. It's not true. It's the Khazarian mafia. It's the Orions. It's the lizard people. And yeah, I was a science teacher, and I do believe that there are forces. And even the Rebbe said that that it's arrogant of us to think that we're the only ones here. It's arrogance. The Rebbe said that, not my words. But anyway, like it says in this thing, we are programmed, and we have to get over it. Where was that? I don't know if I'll find it, but they're saying that okay, so let me read this. This will warm the cockles of your soul. Now, if you remember last year, tens of U.S. generals, colonels inside the Pentagon warned of coming civil war. This is what they were talking about. In other words, they were talking about the good military against the bad military. This is called the storm. The final moments before the deep state U.S. military attacks the White Hats U.S. military and the arrest war begin. The storm. Emergency broadcasting system controlled by Air Force military operations in the hands of the U.S. Space Force Intelligence Commands. The Military Auxiliary Radio System, MARS, that's what Mr. Trump was referring to, is a United States Armed Forces communication system operated by radio amateurs. The radio stations of Mars are not a part of the amateur radio service. They operate on military coordinated frequencies outside the amateur bands and use their own call signs. This powerful network of emergency broadcast system can activate military operations connected to law of wars protocols in seconds and issue arrest warrants and open military control of CONUS. I don't know what CONUS is, but things can turn on a dime. But the thing I'm still saying, the thing to remember behind all of this, and after all is said and done, is that yes, we're coming into some difficult times possibly ahead, but just keep remembering, don't stop thinking about tomorrow, because it will soon be here. Sooner than you think, we will be enjoying the fruits of this long war. Our children and our children's children. So anyway, sounds like a song, right? It's coming, man. Yeah, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Hey, man, do what you got to do, Kaleidoscope Eyes. Yeah, I mean, we got to work together on this one, Mary. I agree. I like that post. I mean, you don't have to apologize or explain. I mean, everyone is welcomed here. Everyone, but Jews also. I mean, only faith. Yeah. Nothing can stop our beautiful victory. Keep doing the right things, and God will support you. Amen. We are the White Hats, that's for sure. We're on the same tile. Yeah. Yeah. Smile, man. Just keep smiling. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Just a united earth. Yeah, we don't need flags to separate us. All fighting for humanity. Yeah, it's a little thing. I'm sorry to get upset about it, but you know, they should know better. Just don't use the word Zionist. Just say Khazarian Mafia. Simple, easy. All right, guys, we'll see you later, and enjoy the day. It looks a little cloudy, which I love. I personally, I mean, yeah, you know, I told you that the real estate agent says, come on a sunny day, you'll like it more. I'm like, no, no, no. I want to see it on a cloudy day. That's really, I really want to be here during a big storm. I mean, that's what I love. Okay. Okay, we'll see you guys later. I'm sorry I got mad, but I just want to make it very clear to everyone. Khazarian Mafia does not equal Zionist, period. End of story, okay? And do your homework. All right. All right. God bless, and we'll see you later.